2 weeks ago, when it became clear that we were going to not just be moderately social distancing, but really shutting down our society in order to protect those that are most vulnerable and make sure that we didn't overwhelm our healthcare system, I learned from my bishop that we would not be having church in person for the next many weeks. And I began to consider, how could we move through Holy Week? How could I pastor a community in this setting? And very quickly, my heart remembered Melanie 12 Stations of the Cross that are inspired by Native American imagery. I've known Melody for decades, and I very quickly needed and wanted spiritually to pray those stations. So I called home to Oklahoma, and Melanie graciously told me that she'd been praying these stations since the beginning of this Lent, praying that God would find a way to share them with people. These Native American-inspired Stations of the Cross remind me of my Chickasaw ancestors who faced pandemic after pandemic when the European settlers first came to this country, and those who were forced marched across the country and relocated during the Great Removal. And even in the time of my grandparents, those who faced the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl in Oklahoma. And more than that now for me, they speak to me of how in the midst of this Holy Week, when we are honoring and praying for all of the world in this pandemic, we also are walking the last moments of Jesus's life. So I started with a small idea of wanting to bring Melanie's stations to my congregation in Virginia. I thought maybe I would print and hang them on outdoor banners so that people could walk the stations of the cross and still social distance. And we are doing that. There's more information on this site about how you can visit Little Fork Episcopal Church and walk the stations. But I also invited two other creatives, Reba Ballot and Jess Bajot, into the conversation with me, and they began to help me think about how we might share these stations across the world, regardless of geographic location or the ability to travel to Little Fork. And so this website was born. We hope that during this Holy Week and into our season of Easter, as our communities continue to live and experience what it means to be faithful and keep each other safe during this pandemic, that this digital version of these Stations of the Cross, inspired by Native American imagery and faithfully painted by Melanie 12s, might provide you a space to grieve, love, and reflect, that they may bring you resolve, resilience, and restoration. Please share with us how you experience these Stations of the Cross.